Yep, I'm still driving. So let's do a part 3 to the signs that you're spiritually gifted and you're likely ignoring it. Now, I'm going to ask you if you even so much as suspect that I might be talking to you, that you consider the things that you went through as a child, okay? And in the other video, I think I left off with dreams, possibly. No, I went out with hearing voices out loud. But let's get back to dreams real quick. And while we talk about like premonition dreams and things of that nature, you also may likely get like warning dreams. And so dreams that are gonna tell you that something's coming up, and it doesn't necessarily tell you what you can do with it, right? Because like I dreamt of the tsunami that happened in Sri Lanka. I dreamt of what word is dreamt? I dreamt of essentially the race war that started after Barack Obama got elected. Like, that's literally how we are where we are now, because it was just so unbearable for a black man to be the leader of the free world. So much so that the Tea Party had to be created. Mitch McConnell got some power, and next thing you know, we're dealing with the idiot in chief. So I don't necessarily know what you can do with those things, but I'm just saying, you have these dreams of warning, not just cute little pregnancy dreams, not just terrible, horrible type of dreams, such as the one that I talked about, my stepfather being hit by a car in that dream, but it actually signifying that his life was about to be completely upended, and it was. But there's another particular type of dream, let me get to that real quick too, is the dreams that are astral planing, and that's really what's happening. And so those are the dreams where you actually leave, and you may not even realize that you're doing it. You might visit other people while they're sleeping, and then they go, I dreamt about you last night. And of course he did, because you went into their dreams, right? So you might be astral planing. You might, one of the dreams that I recently had actually had a bad spirit in it, and kind of like a vampire spirit. And I don't mean vampire like Anne Rice or Twilight. I mean like one that literally was there to take your soul. And so I woke up out of the dream pretty quickly before anything could happen. But it's like my soul recognized, girl, you in danger. But I was astroplaning. I was in a place that gave me some answers that I needed and didn't realize I needed. In addition, you have the ability to control your dreams. This is something that really started unlocking in my 20s, before I suppressed everything. But in my 20s, I would have dreams that I literally could control. So I particularly remember a dream where I went into a house and it got set on fire for some reason. It was fairly empty, except there was a bathtub in the corner of this house, and it was filled with clothes, which were doused in gasoline. But there was a child on top of those clothes, and I knew that whatever the spirit or entity or whatever it was about to set fire to that child. And I stopped that dream, reversed it, and was like, nah, we're not gonna do that. And I went and dreamt of something else. I had another such dream where I was able to change point of view and see something. I had another such dream where I was actually walking with my guardian angel, and I could hear the echoing of my steps with the cathedral. I actually saw something that a former boss had done, and I never brought it up to her, but I probably could have, but I would have freaked her out, because in that dream she took some pills and had a miscarriage. I just realized, because when I had that dream, I thought it was Viagra, but no, she did that. But anyway, I don't understand why people are still driving these Dickmobile Cybertrucks. I don't know if you can see it. Now I have it tightened. You can't see it, but they're painting them white, so they're really obnoxious too. Anyway, continue on. Y'all bad spirits do walk among us. So those are just some of the different type of dreams that I particularly had, and maybe you've had similar dreams as well. Now I want to get into some scary parts of being spiritually gifted. Now that we're at the 5-minute mark, and you may have experienced these as well. Now, one of the things that, especially in my early 20s, I remember saying out loud is that there's a fight for my soul. So I always felt like good and not good. I don't really want to say evil because that feels like such a cartoony word to say. But harmful spirits were looking for me, because in my life, I honestly could have went either way. I could have been me, or I could have been the other part of me that is a little more salacious, a little bit more harmful, right? I had the choice, like everybody has a choice, but there was literally a fight that I could feel over my soul. And there were times that I was being visited by darker spirits, and I knew they were there. I could feel like I was being watched, or I could catch them out of the corner of my eye. But it wasn't like, oh, there was a shadow. See, I'm getting goosebumps now talking about it. I could gaslight myself, and you may have done so too. Like, oh, that was just a shadow that was just out of the corner of my eye. But there was something very distinct about these spirits, and I would turn hot. Like, my opposite of goosebumps, but similar, is like my hairs would raise, my skin would become very puckered, and like the hairs on my neck would stand up, and the air would be like electrical static. And that was always a sign there was a bad entity around me. And of course I would pray really hard, like, say the name Jesus or whatever at the time. And so and then in one such thing, it was really crazy. I'm really showing my age here, but a long time ago we had these voicemails that you could call into, right? Back when you had landlines. And so I was at work and I called into my voicemail, and normally you can hear you speaking out your name, like, this is Shaniqua, please leave a message, like that type of thing. But at the time, AT&T or Bell South, whichever it was, I can't remember exactly, but it would have you say your name first, and you would get to your message. All right, so I'm at work. By the way, my earbuds died, so you're gonna hear a different voice. So I'm at work, and I call into my phone. It was like AT&T, Bell South, I forgot who it was. And I'm waiting to hear, this is Shaniqua, or whatever, how I recorded it, so that I could hit 1 and listen to my messages. But I kid you not, and this is the only time it ever happened, I'm waiting for my name, and I hear, Shaniqua. Really though, y'all, it was like that deep, that gruff, and my hair stood up, and I was like, how? Like, oh my God, how? So, so if you're a person who has seen those entities, then there's a chance that you're also spiritually gifted. But I also knew, and I think I said this, but I'm not sure, I'm not going to go back and rewind it, but I knew that there was like this war, this battle over me, because again, I did feel those hot moments, but there was a time that I also felt wings brushing against my leg, and in my mind's eye I saw angels just circling and circling and circling me. Now, this might be something else that you've experienced, and that is the AC moving to frigid, to cold, right? And so it's happened in like 3 or 4 of the homes that I have lived in over my years, and it would happen infrequently, so not enough for me to go, oh, the AC is vibrating to this. But I would wake up freezing, and the AC would be all the way at the other end of the thermostat. And when I watched Sixth Sense years later, I was like, oh my God, that's what happened. Oh my God. So there's always been things around me. I'm going to go ahead and end this because we are at 9 minutes and a half. So those are just some of the other things that you may have experienced that says that you're spiritually gifted, impacted, and you're probably ignoring it. But in this season, we're being asked to not ignore our gifts anymore, because the light needs to shine. There's just way too much darkness having fun here. All right, see you soon for the next one. Bye.